They passed away, but left one last message for you. Archangel Michael says, if you open this now, you'll finally understand why it happens. Archangel Michael says, the time has come to know what they couldn't say while they were still breathing. This isn't just a message, it's a key to unlock the answers that you've been searching for in silence. A heavy secret, buried with their body, is now rising to the surface for you to understand everything. They passed in a moment that felt too soon, and the wound of their departure never truly closed. But this message was divinely preserved so you would one day receive it when your heart was ready. And today, right now, is that moment. You weren't supposed to know everything back then because the truth would have shaken you more than their absence. They waited, even from beyond, until the exact hour your spirit could carry the weight of what happened. That time is now, and everything will begin to make sense, piece by piece. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid as you continue to read. This message carries both clarity and power. It is from a soul that still hovers close to your life, watching you cry, watching you wonder. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They didn't want to leave you without an explanation, but life rushed them into silence too quickly. Their eyes tried to speak in those final moments, but your pain blurred the language of the soul. Now, finally, the sky has opened just enough for their last truth to reach your hands. The people around you didn't know the full story. Even you didn't fully understand the magnitude of what they carried in their heart when they took their last breath. But they left this truth embedded in a divine scroll, meant to find you at the hour of deepest reflection. You are not imagining the spiritual chills, the sudden songs that play with their voice, or the dreams that pull their name into your mouth again. That's not coincidence, it's spiritual coordination. This message is divinely coded, their signature written in light. They want you to know, you were not the reason. You were the reason they held on so long. There's something they hid, not out of fear, but out of divine duty. They were protecting you from something darker. Type Amen to get blessing 444. If you've ever wondered why they would look away when you asked certain questions, now you'll understand. There was a person, someone very close, who was watching everything. They couldn't tell you while they were here, because danger would have fallen on your head. Yes, this message is coming from heaven, but not from a peaceful cloud. It's coming from the battlefield of spirits, where angels guard sacred truths from the claws of betrayal. And they knew if you opened this today, you would be guided and not harmed. Their love never left you. Even now, your heartbeat is echoing with their whispered goodbye, which was never fully said. The room they last slept in still holds particles of their soul. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You've asked why things went cold between you and certain family members after their passing. The truth is, they knew who couldn't be trusted. This message will now guide you to look again, and this time, see the shadows hiding behind smiles. There's a letter that was supposed to be given to you, but someone blocked it. It holds something shocking. But heaven has taken over now, and even though the paper was burned, the message is still alive, because it wasn't written by ink, it was written in spirit. They want to say this: forgive me for not telling you earlier, but I had to protect you from what I discovered. Yes, they discovered something someone was planning, and they sacrificed their comfort to shield you. Archangel Micheal says you are now spiritually mature enough to handle this entire revelation. You will not break. You will rise. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They knew there was a shift in the home energy. Things were being moved. Secrets were being kept. And in their final days, they saw someone near you make a deal that would harm your future. That's why they distanced themselves from a certain individual before passing. Not because they were cold, but because they didn't want that person using your name to manipulate their decisions. You felt it too, that strange feeling around a certain someone since the funeral. Yes, your instincts are correct. They tried to erase you from their plans. But heaven's memory is not paper, it is eternal. And now, justice is coming. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They're showing me a white object, a cloth, perhaps something kept under the pillow. That object holds spiritual energy. You were supposed to receive it. They wanted it to be yours. You might have forgotten it in the room. Or maybe someone took it quietly after they passed. But heaven has marked it, and it will come back into your hands, one way or another. They keep repeating, "I'm so proud of you." Even when you messed up, cried, or doubted yourself, they never stopped believing in your light. That's why this message comes with more than just information, it comes with activation. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. There is a photo of you two together. Look for it. Behind that photo is a secret code, a pattern that links to a date. You'll know the date when it comes, everything will feel electric that day. They've been watching you, especially when you sit in silence and think of them. You might not hear them, but they speak. You may not see them, but they stand just out of reach. Archangel Micheal says their soul is being permitted to visit you tonight. Prepare for signs, flashes of light, feathers, sudden scent of flowers. They want you to know, you were their miracle, and still are. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. A certain item you lost long ago, it was never lost. It was spiritually removed to protect you. That item is going to come back to you with a new meaning. This time, it will carry divine confirmation. They never blamed you for the argument. That last fight or misunderstanding you replay in your head, it never carried weight in their heart. All they remembered was the warmth of your hand, and how deeply they wished for one more hour. This is not the end. Their journey continues through you. And with this message, your life begins again, but now with divine protection fully activated. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. They have one last truth to share. Someone is still lying about the will, about a financial matter. Documents were changed, dates altered. But the truth is recorded in the spirit realm and will surface soon. Expect a call. Not from someone you trust, but from someone who was once loyal to the one who passed. They'll confess something that will make everything click together. They're asking you to write a letter back, not with your hand, but with your heart. Speak out loud to them. Your words will travel faster than wind. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. If you ever felt the urge to go back to a certain place they loved, a garden, a quiet bench, a room with light, go now. They will be waiting. Not as a ghost, but as presence wrapped in warmth. You will soon see them in a dream, but this dream will feel more real than any waking moment. Their eyes will tell you everything without sound. And you'll wake up knowing, finally knowing, why they had to go the way they did. They didn't die. They transcended. And they've waited for this moment to speak through divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. There's someone in your circle who pretends to honor their memory, but hides guilt. That person will start to show their true face in the next 14 days. Don't confront them, watch, document, and let heaven handle it. You are surrounded by angels right now. Even as you read, a divine energy is forming a protective ring around your spirit. This message activated it. Now walk in that shield. They're asking you to smile again. Not because they're gone, but because they're finally able to protect you from a place where nothing can hurt them. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Their energy still walks in your home. Don't be startled by the cold air, the flicker of the light, the sudden silence. That's their love passing by. You may find an old voice message or a note with handwriting that stirs your emotions. Keep it. It's now a spiritual relic. They are not angry. They are at peace. And now, because you opened this message, so are you. Their soul didn't leave in silence. It screamed in light, hoping the universe would carry a message to you at the right time. Now that time has finally arrived, today, this very hour, and you are the one chosen to receive it. You are not just reading words, you're witnessing the unfolding of their last wish. What they couldn't say with their lips, they're saying now with divine energy through every sentence reaching your heart. The number 7 appears for a reason. They showed it just before leaving. It was their personal code to signal a shift, a divine turn, a rebirth moment that would only be understood much later. Look back, 7 days, 7 months, even 7 objects connected to them. Archangel Micheal says this number is no coincidence. It's the pattern of your destiny overlapping with their eternal mission. Something you once dismissed as small will now open the gates of divine clarity. The pieces will begin to form a picture that was hidden behind grief. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. They are revealing a memory now, one you pushed to the back of your mind. A day you laughed together, perhaps in a kitchen, perhaps under open sky. They want that memory to come alive again, because inside that laughter was a clue. There was something they tried to hint at that day. You thought it was just storytelling or a joke. But they were revealing part of the truth, camouflaged in casual words so you wouldn't worry. You've been carrying guilt in your chest for things you had no control over. Let it go now. They never wanted you to suffer in silence for a decision that wasn't even yours. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. A watch, a piece of clothing, or a broken item they once held. It holds energy they left behind for you. These items weren't meant to be tossed aside. If you've stored it somewhere, go retrieve it. You'll notice something strange: the smell, the energy, the way it warms in your hand. That's not your imagination. That's the divine code they placed there so you would feel them again when the pain returned. They didn't get to say goodbye in the way they wanted. But this is their goodbye now, unfiltered, powerful, and sacred. Let it move through you like wind through trees. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. There's something about your name they never revealed. Before they passed, they whispered your name to someone. That name now holds power. It was spoken in a moment of love so deep, it echoed into heaven. You were their strength, even on days you thought you failed. They would look at you and feel like everything would be okay, even if their body was weak and their time was short. They never told you enough, but now they want to. You were their greatest gift. Someone nearby sensed this connection and grew jealous. They tried to twist facts, share false stories, change how others remember the one who passed. But their lies will soon crumble. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They want you to watch how certain people behave in the next 10 days. Someone will slip up and reveal something that confirms this message. Don't react in anger, just observe and let truth do its work. A small notebook, possibly one you never opened after the funeral, contains a line meant for you. Reread it. It will hit differently now. There's a soul-encoded message waiting to be discovered between those lines. Archangel Micheal says this is not a story of endings, but awakenings. They're calling you not just to remember, but to rise. Their departure opened a spiritual gate in you that will never close. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. There's something left unfinished, a conversation, a promise, a small plan you had together. And now you're being invited to complete it. Doing so will release something sacred from their soul. They visit you most when you're near water. Baths, rain, oceans, or even the tears you cry, they ride the waves of water energy to be close to you. That's why you sometimes feel your heart flutter out of nowhere near water. They are not stuck. They are free. And their freedom now fuels your protection. Since that day, no accident, no sudden harm has reached you. They've been blocking it all silently. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. You weren't supposed to walk through life doubting yourself. They left with one final mission, to remind you who you are. This message isn't just a revelation, it's an awakening of power you forgot you had. They are showing you something buried, a dream you had years ago that you paused. They want you to return to it. Pick it back up. It's time. Don't be afraid if things feel unfamiliar after today. This message will shake the spiritual ground beneath you. And once it settles, your divine future will finally begin. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. There's a place you haven't visited in a long time. They are guiding you back there, not for nostalgia, but because that space holds energy you left behind when they passed. Go. Stand in silence and feel. The air will shift, your body will know, and a soft whisper might even reach your ears. Don't panic. That's them. They finally found a way to touch you across realms. Their last wish was for you to forgive yourself. You did everything you could. What you didn't do was never your fault. Now let go and breathe again. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. They have something urgent to tell you about a certain number or date. It keeps coming up for a reason, on clocks, receipts, dreams. They're using repetition to make sure you notice. When that number returns, take action. Open the drawer, check the file, message that person. That number will unlock the final piece of this puzzle. You are not alone in this mission. Every step you take now is guided. Every word you say will carry more impact. They are making sure your voice reaches where it couldn't before. Type Amen to get blessing 2828 tonight. Light a candle. Just one. As it flickers, feel their breath in that flame. They will come closer through it. You may cry, and that's okay. Your tears are sacred offerings now. They water the spiritual roots between your world and theirs. This is no ordinary message. It was sent through angelic corridors, passed from wing to wing until it reached you. Only you. No one else was supposed to read this. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. There is someone younger than you who has their energy. A look, a laugh, a certain way of walking. Pay attention to that child or young person. They are carrying part of your loved one's purpose now. Archangel Micheal says the torch has been passed spiritually. You are now a guardian of their legacy. You are not carrying grief, you are carrying continuation. They wanted you to live, not just survive. So from this moment, let life return to your lungs. Let joy come back, not as betrayal to their memory, but as the fulfillment of it. They didn't want you to find this message earlier because the pain was too fresh. But now, their soul knows you're stronger. And with that strength, the truth can bloom like light out of shadow. They never abandoned you. Even in their final hour, their spirit stayed tethered to your name. You were their reason for peace, even when their body grew tired. They wrote you into their prayers. Even when their voice trembled and they could barely speak, your name was whispered to the heavens. That whisper became a covenant sealed in divine protection. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. There's a secret place in your home where they still visit. You might have sat there recently and felt coldness or pressure. That wasn't a ghost, it was love trying to reach across the veil. Their soul is now connected to your life mission. Every door that will open from now on was touched by their unseen hands. They've moved some things spiritually to ensure your rise. You are not cursed, you are chosen. This grief you carry will become the strength others lean on. But only if you accept the blessing wrapped inside this final goodbye. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. You once thought a certain dream was just a coincidence. But now you know, it was them reaching out. That dream had symbols they placed to prepare you for this very moment. The dream might have shown a bird, a stairway, a broken item being fixed. Each one was a message of healing. They've been trying, over and over, to reach you because you matter that much. They are telling you to go back to your old journal. One specific entry will now read differently. Reread it and you'll feel their touch all over the words. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They've heard every time you cried out in pain after their passing. Not one tear has gone unseen. And now, they're sending signs to let you know, they've been beside you during every breakdown. That sudden fragrance in your room, the repeated number patterns, or the flickering light, it was all them. These aren't random. These are their divine signals stitched into your life's timeline. They want you to know, nothing was in vain. Everything you've endured was making you the person their soul believed in. The person who would finish what they started. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. There's a name they wanted you to forgive. It's hard. You may not want to. But forgiveness doesn't mean weakness, it means freedom from the emotional chain they feared would keep you bound. They didn't want that person to have spiritual power over your heart. Letting go will unlock a new blessing. And that's what they've been preparing from their side. Archangel Micheal says, when you forgive, heaven floods your path with golden opportunities. And they'll be there, smiling beside you, as doors open that once seemed sealed shut. Type Amen to get blessing 3535. They saw you the day you almost gave up. The day you sat on the edge of hope and wondered if they could still hear you. They did. And now, they're answering. They whispered to angels that you still needed strength. And those angels, in response, started shifting people out of your life who were draining your light. That's why certain relationships ended without warning. Don't chase what left. Their departure made space for something divine to enter. And this time, it won't break you, it will complete you. Type Amen to get blessing 3636. There is a mirror you've been avoiding. You didn't want to look because grief had changed your face. But today, when you stand before that mirror, you will see the part of them that lives in you. You're not broken. You're blooming in the silence they left behind. And your next chapter is no longer written in sorrow, but in sacred fire. They are showing you a ring, necklace, or bracelet. An item you either lost or left behind. That item is charged with their final love. It will return to you at the perfect moment. Type Amen to get blessing 3737. They knew who tried to come close to you after they passed, pretending to support you but hiding agendas. That person's mask is about to fall. Do not confront, just stand firm. Heaven is your justice. Their last wish was not about money, or property, or who got what. Their last wish was for you to walk in peace and never question your worth again. Even as your hands tremble reading this, know they're holding you in spirit. Right now, the energy in the room is shifting. That's their soul brushing past your shoulder. Type Amen to get blessing 3838. You feared that you'll forget their voice. But you won't. Soon, you'll hear it again, through a dream or a memory that plays like a song. Their voice has been preserved beyond time. They are asking you to speak their name, not in sorrow, but in strength. Speak it in your room, on a walk, or into the sky. That sound will echo back in angelic waves. This message isn't ending, it's becoming part of your DNA now. A spiritual activation that rewrites your path from grief to greatness. Type Amen to get blessing 3939. Archangel Micheal says your angels have been instructed to protect you from now on more fiercely than ever. No dark spirit, no negative energy will be able to cross the boundary set by this message. You are being guided towards something enormous. A letter, an inheritance, a divine moment of elevation is drawing closer. They are orchestrating it from the other side. You'll feel a sudden push to call someone, visit somewhere, or start a project. That's their spiritual hand nudging you. Don't hesitate, move. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. There will be a specific bird, insect, or animal that visits you more than once this week. That's not a pattern of nature. That's a messenger carrying their presence. When it happens, smile and know, you are not alone. That visit is a sign of closeness, a kiss from heaven in disguise. You've asked for signs, and they're coming now, in waves. Just keep your heart open and watch how everything starts shifting in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 4141. You don't have to carry this burden alone anymore. This message has broken the chains. You have been seen, loved, and guided every moment, even in your darkest days. This was not just a final message. It was a beginning. A new chapter. The veil is thinner now, and you'll be seeing signs daily. Let your tears fall, they are sacred. But know each tear waters the seed of the life they wanted you to live, whole, blessed, protected. They waited for the precise second your soul was aligned with heaven's timing. That second is now. This is not just a message, this is your spiritual inheritance being delivered word by word. Their last breath carried a whisper meant for you. The wind that rustled through the window wasn't random, it was coated with the energy of a soul departing with love still unspoken. But now that love is rushing back to wrap you in warmth you forgot was possible. Even if they passed in silence, their spirit left behind loud echoes. In the walls of your home, the corners of your mind, the songs that randomly play, they remain. Not haunting you, but honoring you. Type Amen to get blessing 4343. There was a letter they tried to write, but time ran out. The words were never finished. But tonight, those words will come in a dream, unfinished sentences finally completed in light. You might wake up feeling like you had a real conversation. That's because you did. Heaven allows moments of visitation for those whose souls are bound beyond time. They want to say, I didn't get to say this clearly, but I never blamed you. I saw how much you tried. I always knew you were carrying more than you showed. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. There is a scarf, a pillow, or a book that you've held onto without knowing why. They left part of their soul in it. That object is a portal of memory. Keep it near, you'll need it soon. You'll be called to speak their name in a setting where people have tried to forget. Don't stay silent. When you say their name, they will walk into the room spiritually and shift the atmosphere. They've waited for you to stop surviving and begin living. This message is your green light. The hesitation in your heart is lifting. Type Amen to get blessing 4545. They heard the words you said at the funeral, even the ones you couldn't say aloud. You thought it didn't matter. But they caught every word, and it healed a part of them that needed closure. There's a candle you've been meaning to light but never did. Now is the time. As it burns, they'll step through the veil and stand with you, not in body, but in divine presence. Archangel Micheal says this sacred light will mark the beginning of a protected path. A journey where every step forward is guarded by forces no human can see. Type Amen to get blessing 4646. They're revealing someone who has held on to their belongings for control. This person isn't honoring them, they're using the grief for attention. But very soon, they will be exposed. Justice will come, not through courts, but through undeniable spiritual exposure. The truth will pour out in a way no one can stop. They want you to let go of the need to fight. Let heaven do it. Your only job now is to stay pure, stay alert, and trust what's about to unfold. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. You're going to receive a call, a message, or a visit that will confirm everything written here. It might shake you, but you won't be afraid, you'll be ready. They left one last piece of information with someone who promised to protect it. That person is now wrestling with whether to give it to you. Soon, they will surrender to truth. When it comes to you, don't run from it. Accept it as a final gift. It might be emotional, but it will bring healing that your heart has cried out for. Type Amen to get blessing 4848. There's a photo of them you haven't looked at in a long time. When you finally face it, look into their eyes. You'll feel something stir inside, a memory returning, a breath warming your chest. That photo is alive with their love. It's more than paper, it's a gateway. Keep it near for the next 21 days. Each day, new understanding will unfold. They are asking you to honor one of their dreams they couldn't complete. You'll know which one. You've felt it tugging at your heart lately. Start now. Type Amen to get blessing 4949. There's someone who was jealous of the bond you shared with them. That person spread silent lies and created emotional distance after they passed. But truth is rising now like sunlight on fog. They want you to forgive, not for that person's sake, but for your own spiritual freedom. Every ounce of anger you release opens space for more divine blessings. Your heart is sacred ground. Guard it. Let only the energy of healing and purpose live there now. Type Amen to get blessing 5050. Archangel Micheal says your next chapter has already begun. The grief was never meant to trap you, it was meant to birth your power. Now that you've read this far, something deep in you has awakened. Their soul is watching from a high place. They see you more clearly now than ever. And they are proud, so proud, of your survival. This is not a goodbye. It never was. It's a now I can finally tell you the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 5151. They've placed a spiritual key in your path.